Take a deep breath. Let the world stop for a moment. This time is yours. You're here because you're trying to become a better version of yourself. And the road may not always be easy, but it's real and full of hope. The human mind, as neuroscience says, is constantly being shaped. Ideas, like water, carve the course of your life. What you repeat today becomes the pattern of your tomorrow. Therefore, repetition is not just words, but an internal carving of identity. In quiet moments, when no one hears you, and you start talking to yourself, are you compassionate or cruel? Everything you whisper to yourself is recorded, not in an external notebook, but in your brain networks. Modern science calls this neuroplasticity. But centuries ago, there were those who said the word weapon, either plant a light with it or dig an inner grave with it. He was not a physicist. Rather, he was a wise person whose thought was based on knowledge of the human psyche at a deeper level than modern psychoanalysis. Valium, let's reprogram the mind. Let us begin with a series of phrases, spoken slowly, heard with the heart, before being believed with the mind. Say within you, faintly or even silently, I deserve peace. I'm not my negative thoughts. I'm changing, slowly, steadily, gently. I'm learning how to be patient with myself. Every new day is a new opportunity. I'm not what happened to me, but what I choose to be right now. Did you know that the brain does not differentiate between a reality happening in front of you and an inner imagination that you contemplate deeply? Yes, this is a proven fact in neuroscience. And for that, repeating positive statements daily while feeling them reconnects the mind. It's like you're building a new path between your cells, a path that leads to peace. And before this concept was discovered in laboratories, there were those who said, there is nothing deeper than self-talk. It is the beginning of every decision, every feeling, every action. Words said in a time when MRIs weren't, but it touched a reality that scientists today seek to understand in numbers. Have you seen? Your heart knows before science is proven. Take a breath, and let's continue the journey. Within every human being, there is a silent space, unseen by anyone and untouched by anything from the outside. This space shapes the future. It controls your choices, your response to pain, and your ability to get back up after each fall. It has been scientifically proven that inner speech affects the central nervous system, affects the quality of sleep, your level of concentration, and even the efficiency of the immune system. The more compassionate the messages you send to yourself, the more your body will reprioritize itself toward healing and calm. But if you constantly tell yourself, I'm a failure, I can't, there's no point in trying, these statements act as biological commands. The mind doesn't discuss them, it applies them. So let's reframe. Repeat with me quietly, regardless of the circumstances around you. I choose to be kind to myself. I deserve to succeed, even if I failed before. I learn something new every day. I'm not alone, even if I feel that way. There is an inner light that has not been extinguished and will not be extinguished. A wise man once said, he who knows himself has seen the way. Perhaps this statement holds the key to everything we're trying to do here. Knowing yourself means being honest in your inner dialogue, admitting your mistakes without hating yourself, loving yourself without being arrogant, and forgiving your heart for moments of weakness. Did you know that the positive feelings generated by meditation and gratitude raise your brain's frequencies and move you from a state of stress to a state of physiological calm? These aren't just pretty words, they're scientific data. But what's even more beautiful is that these truths were taught in ancient wisdom councils in a calm, spiritual way, without the need for equipment. It was said, he who has a pure heart has a pure exterior. They taught us that it's the inside that creates the outside, not the other way around. Take a moment, close your eyes if you can, and allow your inner voice to say, I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be heard. I deserve to live in peace. I don't need to be perfect, just honest. I am enough, just as I am now. True miracles aren't always light from the sky. Sometimes they're just a new idea, a quiet inner voice saying, try again. And that's what we'll do, together. In moments of breakdown, we don't need someone yelling at us to motivate us. We need someone to pat us on the back, even if they don't say anything. We need a safe space where we don't judge ourselves, but rather understand ourselves. And this space is what we're trying to build together now. Soft words, planted in weary soil, so that it may blossom later. Repeat to yourself now, if you will. I allow myself to start over. I don't carry the mistakes of the past into my tomorrow. I treat myself with kindness, no matter how slow the pace. I appreciate every small step I take. Positive psychology, a relatively new branch, has proven that practicing compassionate self-talk reduces chronic stress, increases internal motivation, stimulates creativity, and even the ability to achieve academically. What's even more beautiful is that this same concept was expressed hundreds of years ago in the saying, "May God have mercy on the servant who is fair to himself." Yes, self-justice. Not with flogging, not with punishment, but with understanding, recognition, and encouragement. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, remember this. Pressure doesn't mean you're weak. It's that you're trying to take on more than you can handle. So, take a step back, lower the volume of expectations, and raise the volume of compassion. Say it now, not with your voice, but with your inner belief. I'm quietly working on myself. I deserve another chance. I deserve to be treated kindly, even by myself. And I won't tell you the road is easy, nor that change is quick. But I promise you, repetition works miracles, just as water shapes a mountain. Follow me. When you close your eyes and listen to this voice, you're not escaping reality, but rather confronting it in a more elevated way. You choose to change the inside because you believe that the outside will change accordingly. No one can inhabit your thoughts but you, and no one holds your heart the way you do. How beautiful it is to start the journey there. Repeat now in silence filled with faith. I have the power to reshape my life. I allow the past to pass without allowing it to define me. I choose to be at peace, even with the chaos around me. I deserve to grow in my own way. Did you know? Behavioral psychology says that people constantly interact with their environment. But when change begins from within, they influence the environment, not the other way around. This means that every positive statement you say now is a starting point in a new cycle, stronger than circumstances. In ancient wisdom lessons, it is said, if one's heart is right, their whole body is right. This is not just a spiritual phrase, but a biological truth. When emotions subside, the nervous system calms and the body begins to balance. Have you tried breathing deeply, accompanying each inhalation with a word, and each exhalation with forgiveness? Try now. Inhale, I breathe in hope. Exhale, I expel fear. Inhale, I receive light. Exhale, I bid farewell to pain. And with this simple act, you are reprogramming your body, reteaching your cells what peace is like. This practice, though it may seem meditative, is scientifically studied and used in psychotherapy and behavioral therapy centers around the world. But in the tradition of silent wisdom, it has been practiced for centuries in the form of a silent inner remembrance, whose voice is unknown, but whose effect is known. So keep going. Keep reminding yourself of who you are worthy of being, not what others have told you you are. You are not the voices that broke you, the circumstances that exhausted you, or the people who didn't understand you. You are the one choosing now to be something different. And before we continue, ask yourself, have I treated myself today as I treat those I love? Have I forgiven myself as I forgive others? Have I allowed my heart to calm down as I allow the universe to calm down at night? If you haven't, now is the time. Repeat now, as calm as a cloud. I forgive myself. I allow my heart to calm down. I release excessive expectations. I allow everything to be as it is, without resistance. When you do this, you are not running away from reality, but rather approaching it without fear. Recent research shows that self-acceptance is one of the most important factors for sustainable success, whether in school, work, or relationships. Success doesn't begin with pressure, but with inner consistency. And consistency can't be bought, it's built. With one word at a time, every morning and every night. It was said long ago, whoever fixes what's between him and himself, God will fix everything for him. Let this day be the starting point. The path won't be perfect, but it will be real. And before we conclude, repeat these phrases one last time, as if you're signing an internal pact with yourself. I have the right to rest. I choose to succeed without burning myself out. I deserve support, even if only from myself. I love myself, despite everything. I am enough, and that's enough for me now. Remember, everything you heard today wasn't composed by a new voice, but by an old voice within you that just needed to be awakened. This was preceded by a wise man who said more than 1,000 years ago, self-talk is the path to guidance, so observe it, and be the first to do it justice. This statement comes from a Shiite Islamic cleric, one who linked the mind to the heart and faith to action, and made compassion the foundation of knowledge, and inner peace the beginning of all success. Memorize these phrases, repeat them every day, and don't forget that true change begins from within, quietly but steadily.